it is time to do some pressure washing on the frame and the tub. Let's get to it. Well, you can see we got quite the thing to overcome on the driver's side, but the passenger side's got a few spots that are bad. I think I got most of the debris blown out going down the hill here. You can see I got several big chunks of rust that came out of it, but I think it's clean enough now. We can let it dry, take it into the shop, and start patching this puppy back together. We're gonna have to get a lot of 1/8 inch or 3/16 flat bar that's 4 inches wide to make this midsection strong. That's pretty chronic. That side I think could be mended, but this side definitely needs some love. Haven't got to the tub today. Probably won't get to the tub today because I need to go home to my beautiful wife. So I'm gonna call it quits for today, but we made good progress with the pressure washer. Gonna put it back on the trailer and take it to the shed. We're out here in Patton, Missouri area, and I got some metal to fix the frame from Kyle here.
Anytime, come back and visit us. KT Mobile Welding.
Hit up Kyle if you need some stuff welded. Yep. He knows how to make some things. March 13th, 2025. Just unloaded the metal that we're gonna use to fix this puppy, the frame, which most of the chronic rot is right here. Let's get a first real good glance of that. You can see where it cracked in the past, and basically we're gonna have to level this up to match the same height as that side, and then push this down while the front is still level on its two lower control arm mounts. So that being said, we're gonna figure all that out with a tape measure later, but here's the metal I bought as drop price to fix this thing. This diamond plating, we're gonna face it inward where the flat side is out, and we're gonna weld it in place of the frame. It's 4 inches wide. Some of them are 4 1/4, which is about what you need. And then we got this flat bar, which is also drop pieces cut from other stuff. It's actually pretty bendable. We're gonna weld one end and then bend it to conform to the curvature of this part of the frame. Now on the other side, there really wasn't a whole lot of problems, but we're gonna have to make sure that this is good back here where it bends. It could use some reinforcement at this hole. And then right in here, it needs a little bit of love, and maybe somewhere up in there a little bit too. But outside of that, I mean, this side is mostly gonna be just tack on something to strengthen it. And you can tell in the past, somebody's already repaired this a couple times with this stuff on the bottom side, and this right here, same on this side, which actually gives us something really good to bond to on the bottom side of the frame already. But that's gonna be our biggest hurdle, is this corner and rebuilding it. We're not gonna do that today. I just dropped off the metal to be prepared for the day we come back. But that kind of gives you a rough idea of what we're gonna do here. I forgot to say it, this square tubing is gonna be later on the rack of which we mount the tent to, just to add that in there. We're here at Dexter Trailers in Sykeston, Missouri, and Peter Rabbit and Sheila got me my light and jack for my overland trailer. Thanks guys, I appreciate you.
Thank you and good luck with it.
I appreciate it, Peter. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Here's what I love about my local community. My friend Trenton got me some TJ springs to throw on this trailer for nothing. Thanks, Trenton. You rock. So I got these spring perches in the mail, and we're gonna put the one on that goes on this passenger side of the frame. And then next we're gonna start working on that rust hole. And then once we get it lined out, we're gonna fix the few rust holes on this passenger side. It's probably gonna be over the course of a few days, but I'm gonna get you guys small bite-sized pieces so you can see all the work that's gonna go into fixing this frame and getting that front end built into a hitch. Let's start here though. Well, in comparison to the original over here, I got welded in about half as good as it probably needs to be. But for now, it's holding I'll just have Dad come behind me in some of his spare time and just add to it. But now I'm thinking let's tackle getting the bottom part of this bent back in where there's actually metal under the bottom side of this original frame. So here's how I'm roughly measuring the piece that I need. And I got 19.5 when I could use both hands. You'll just have to trust me. But I wrapped it of the frame shape and I got 19.5 with just like 1/8 of an inch to spare right here. Look how close I am now to having a perfect piece to fit in there. I can get it to touch, but watch the frame right here when if I can get still enough, it puts a little bit of a bend and a little bit of pressure. It's so hard to see. I mean, I'm so close now, it's barely doing it. Before, I can see it's just barely flexing this thing when I put that pressure on it. So I'm trying to custom shape this as much as possible by bending it with this hammer over this 2x4 or 4x2 steel. With this piece being real close now that I've shaped it and got it to this point, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the frame back down and we're gonna take some of this 4-inch plate steel and we're gonna reinforce the two sides first, probably chop this thing off. We might not put it back on until we drop the tub and get it mounted in all the other spots, and then re-weld this thing on with everything else in place when the tub drops. But we need to strengthen this section so that when we put this bottom piece on and we push it in here, it's not springing the frame right here. Because right there, it's making the frame do this number back here. The front there is doing this. So it's got like this kink right here. And we don't want that. We want it to be as flat as it came from the factory. And technically right now, this bottom back driver's side of the frame is like a 1/4 inch low. And we want it to be a 1/4 inch back where it belongs. So we need to box in that frame first, then put our bottom piece of the curvature of the frame in, and then put this under a wooden block before we do our final weld to make sure that this side and this side are both 5.5 inches off the floor, because that's what this side is, and we want this side to match that side. Now you might be wondering, why am I going through all this trouble for this beaten and rusted out frame? Well, the truth is, it was my cousin's original 99 Wrangler frame. So it kind of has a sentimental value to me, and I kind of want to see it get put back together. So there's always that little bit of that Jeep that is still going within our family. We'll catch you on the next episode.